Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you very much for clicking play. So for those of you who don't know me, who have never watched one of my videos before, I'm Gamer James. I normally on this channel do playthroughs, let's plays of Football Manager, the popular PC game. Feel free to check them out if you haven't watched any of them before. For this video though, I've decided to do something a little bit different, embark on a new little project. We're going to do an actual proper football video discussing one of the major issues that's going on right now, and obviously as you can see from the screen, it is: should Barcelona sign Philippe Coutinho? So I am a Barcelona fan, and obviously I would love to see the Brazilian star in the shirt of Barcelona. Who wouldn't? But my question is, will this ridiculously protracted transfer saga ever finish? Will the deal ever go through? And more to the point, should it actually happen? Should Barcelona sign Philippe Coutinho? Probably sounds like a stupid question. And it is, to be fair. It is a stupid question. Of course they should sign Philippe Coutinho. Who wouldn't want their club to sign one of the world's best players? He would bring so much to the team, so much to the squad, but is it the timing that's a little bit off? It just doesn't make sense to me for any party, for Liverpool, for the player, or for Barcelona. It just doesn't seem to make sense right now. For a start, of course, Coutinho wouldn't be able to play in the Champions League for Barcelona this season because he's already played in the group stages while at Liverpool. Therefore, he can only play in La Liga and in the Copa del Rey. Now, La Liga, if you don't follow it closely, is pretty much done and dusted. Barcelona are currently 9 points clear at the top and are 14 points clear ahead of Real Madrid. So it's all but run. Barring a Kevin Keegan Newcastle style collapse, Barcelona will be lifting the La Liga trophy in May. So why spend 150 million on a player that can't even help them in the Champions League this season? And why, from Coutinho's point of view, would he come to Barcelona when he can't play in the Champions League, but Liverpool are still in it, and who knows what could happen with that front four that they've got, with any additions they make themselves in January? Who's to say that they couldn't go very, very deep in the competition? Surely Coutinho wants to be a part of that. We all know Liverpool's stance on the matter. We've known this from last summer. They don't want to, publicly they're saying they don't want to sell him. Privately, they're probably holding out for as much money as they can get, which is perfectly within their rights. They know Barcelona have got money, so they are well within their rights to try and get as much as they can if they are resigned to the player eventually going. We all know Coutinho seemingly is desperate for the move. He was injured in the summer during the window until the deadline day passed, and again now we're led to believe he's injured again just as the winter transfer window opens. So it's quite clear behind the scenes that Coutinho wants the move to happen. Barcelona are wanting it to go ahead just early into next week, just after the weekend. They're desperate to get it done quick. Whether it will or not is another matter. The big point in this for me though is the president of Barcelona, Josep Bartomeu. Over the last few months, and particularly in the summer, he has suffered humiliation after humiliation, and it just seems to me that this is now him desperately trying to save face. So let's have a look at Bartomeu's series of humiliations over the last few months. Now, the first one, Marco Verratti. Barcelona, very, very public in the summer of their desire to sign the combative Paris Saint-Germain midfielder, the Italian international. PSG were rightly massively annoyed at the antics of the Catalans. You can't blame them. They deliberately tried to unsettle Verratti. Verratti was desperate for the move as well, and it was just Barcelona's way of dealing with it that stop the move happening. If they'd have gone about it the right way, Verratti would be wearing a Barcelona shirt this season. As it is, they really angered PSG, so much so that PSG then came at Barcelona for one of their star assets in Neymar, and the French club exacted humiliating, embarrassing and painful revenge by signing the Brazilian superstar for the release clause in his contract of 222 million euros, a fee that nobody ever thought would be met. Barcelona were very, very arrogant, saying Neymar was 200% staying at the Camp Nou, and boy, were they massively proved wrong. And Neymar is tearing it up in France, to be fair. Reports are that he's not happy, that he regrets leaving Barcelona. Barcelona definitely will regret selling him, but it just shows that you don't get everything your own way, doesn't it? This one as well, this one rumbled on all the way into November, December. Messi's contract. Of course, he has signed the deal now, but throughout the summer, directors at the club, Bartomeu himself, constantly said the contract had been signed, it was done, they were just waiting for the right moment to present the deal to the public. It never had been. It was clear that it had never been signed. Messi's camp, his dad, the player himself, always maintained it hadn't been signed at the time. The photograph of the player and the club signing the deal, something which is massively important in Spain, particularly with the big players. That photo never materialised until, as I say, November, December time. Of course, he was out of contract in the summer, so there were potential rumours of him leaving the club on a free transfer. Bartomeu would have been absolutely pilloried if he was the president of the club, to let the greatest player ever to leave on a free. But in the end, Messi did sign, but not before his brinkmanship just totally embarrassed Bartomeu. And of course, another long-running saga all the way through the summer, all the way through while the transfer window's been shut, all the way through now until we are here at the start of January. And it is just the constant pursuit of Coutinho. In the summer, Bartomeu again and Barcelona themselves said that the deal was imminent, that it was almost done, that he was guaranteed to sign. Statements from Liverpool totally contradicted that, and in fact, Liverpool denied an offer had even been received from Barcelona. So it seemed like everything coming out of Barcelona was from Bartomeu and was completely unfounded. And then we move on to the curtain raiser to the season, the Spanish Supercopa. And if you didn't watch it, it was an absolute humiliation. A 3-1 defeat in the Camp Nou, followed by a 2-0 defeat in the second leg in the Bernabeu. And it was just a manner of the defeats. It led Gerard Piqué to say that for the first time in his 9 years at the club, he felt inferior to Real Madrid. It also led to calls for Bartomeu to stand down and call elections early. That never happened. And all the press in both Madrid and in Barcelona and further afield was saying this was going to be a crisis season for Barcelona. And me, myself, I thought the same. I didn't see how we were going to get anything out of this season. And you've got to hand it to Ernesto Valverde. It has been the coach's stellar work that has led Barcelona to where they are in the league table at the minute. And of course, you've got to couple that with just a ridiculous and inexplicable drop-off in form for Real Madrid and for Cristiano Ronaldo, for Karim Benzema, injuries to Gareth Bale as well. The stars just seem to have aligned that has seen Barcelona avert that potential crisis and open up what is surely an unassailable lead in La Liga. But yeah, fair to say then, it has been a nightmare few months for Josep Bartomeu. Let's not forget, of course, that originally when he stepped up into the role of president, he wasn't elected. He took over because Sandro Rosell had to stand down because of allegations in his private life and things like that. So he wasn't elected into the role. He has since won elections, surprisingly against Joan Laporta, but you always get the impression that Bartomeu's position at the club is precarious at best. and he's only ever one mistake away from becoming untenable. So it is really hanging on a knife edge. If he fails to get Coutinho in the January window, it's going to be really, really difficult for him to stay on. And it's the whole Coutinho debacle now. To me, it's become an obsession for Bartomeu, or at the very least, it's a vanity project. He wants to be the man that gets Coutinho to Barcelona. He's got to be massively embarrassed by all the constant failures that we've just pointed out, all those embarrassments, and he just seems hell bent on bringing Coutinho to the club, regardless of the cost or the practicality of the transfer. Now, on the pitch, of course, we have a big question to answer, and that is, if he arrives, where does Coutinho play? Does he play in central midfield? Does he play in more of an advanced role in like a number 10? Kind of got a number 10 already. Does he play as part of a front three? What happens? Barcelona at the minute are playing mainly a 4-4-2, largely down to the injury to Dembele, but the 4-4-2 has been really, really working, and a big part of that has been Paulinho. Now, he was much maligned when he joined the club, kind of as a booby prize, a runners-up prize to Verratti, but he's just been absolutely phenomenal. He's just added so much to the team. He's powerful. He's an energetic box-to-box midfielder. He breaks up attacks. He's got an eye for goal. He's scored a lot of goals already this season, and he has really endeared himself to the fans. He's earned himself a spot in the team, and it would be hugely unjust if he were to be sacrificed because Coutinho's come in and we go back to 4-3-3 or something like that. And it would be really unfair to Paulinho if his compatriot makes him get dropped from the team. In the long term, Coutinho is probably going to be used as a replacement for Andres Iniesta, who, let's face it, he's not getting any younger. I think he's 34 now. Obviously, he's an absolute legend of Barcelona, of Spain, and of Spanish and European and world football in general. He's had a trophy-laden, illustrious career. Of course, he's won everything with Barcelona and with Spain. And on the face of it, Coutinho could be an ideal replacement. But in the B team, we have a young guy called Carlos Alenya who looks like he could be a real star. And I worry that Coutinho's arrival could hinder Alenya's development. Not to mention, of course, we've already got players like Denis Suarez and Rafinha at the club who are really struggling to get regular game time. Although both of those, one or both, could be leaving in the near future. But it just seems to me that Coutinho arriving in January causes more problems than it solves. We've got, of course, Ousmane Dembele coming back from a 4-month injury layoff. He's almost back to full fitness. He did take part in the Celta Vigo match in the Copa del Rey in midweek. But again, if you did bring Coutinho in and go back to a front three, the place that he plays is on the left, and that is where Dembele plays. And you really don't want to be hampering the young Frenchman's development and reintegration into the team. Now, of course, in the summer as well, just going off on a slight tangent here, Antoine Griezmann is strongly rumoured to be arriving at the Camp Nou from Atletico because his release clause drops from 200 million to 100 million, and the talk is that he is going to be the big marquee signing in the summer, and that is going to just mean we'd have Messi, Suarez, Dembele, Coutinho, and potentially Griezmann as well. I mean, it's mouth-watering, but it doesn't have to cause some selection headaches, doesn't it? So it's Ousmane Dembele we've got to worry about, I think, in the second half of this season. He needs game time. He needs to be confident. He needs to be happy. He needs to know that he's going to get game time. And I worry that signing such a high-profile player as Coutinho is going to curb that a little bit. So, going to wrap it up just by saying I'm a little bit undecided. I would love for him to come, but it has to be the right signing. It has to be the right signing at the right time. From the player's point of view, he desperately wants to come. If Barcelona come calling, it's hard to turn them down, and especially if this would be the second time they have come calling. Personally, the way things stand at the minute, Dembele's back. I wonder, would it not be better to get this deal done, get the fee agreed, get the contract agreed, and have it in place to go through in the summer on June the 1st when the transfer window opens, or the July the 1st, whenever the window opens, get it all done and dusted and get him over in the summer. Bring him and Griezmann over then, give them the pre-season to work with the rest of the squad, and go into next season with probably the world's best attack. The fee is being talked around about 120 million with add-ons, something like that. Most of that is going to come out of the Neymar money, what is left. There should be about 115 million of that left, I think. So it won't impact on next season's transfer budget. But I'm not sure. If it comes in January, I'll be delighted. I would be delighted. I'd be so excited. Despite my reservations in this video, I would be delighted. He's one of the best players in the world currently, and to get him in would be incredible. Seeing him work his magic in the Blaugrana uniform would be amazing. But we'll just have to see, I guess. Should they sign him? Yes. Should they sign him now? I'm not so sure. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments. Get involved. I love reading all the comments that I get on my videos. If you did enjoy this video and would like to see more of this sort of thing, of me talking about things that are happening in the world of football, then smash the like button, hit subscribe as well, and turn on the notifications so you never miss a video. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at GamerJamesFM. I love for some of you to get in touch on there as well. And if you do stick around, you do watch some of my Football Manager stuff, that would be fantastic. But hopefully you will come back. I will see you again soon, either on an FM video or on a real life football discussion. But thank you so much for watching this, guys. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.